And today, it's all about Venus, what Venus means in astrology, to be exact.
That's right. So we're calling on the experts, Aleena Glinski from Prometheus Astrology. Welcome to Positively Philly. Great to have you.
Thanks. So glad to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, you look beautiful, I have to say.
I feel like you're so fitting the vibe.
My first question is, do you get a sense from people even before you see their charts of like what's happening in their lives?
Good question.
I actually really try not to. I
okay.
feel like there can be kind of some stereotypes, or you can kind of get prejudgments of people, but I try to just be open and not try to like assume or guess too much, because there's so many different ways everything can play out, you know?
Totally. And different kind of even parts of your own astrology and different signs in the rising and the this, which we're going to get into in the birth chart in just a little bit. But there's so many different things maybe even competing for your attention when you're analyzing something like this. Where did the inspiration come for this astrology of love and relationships event that's coming up?
Yes, so I am a traditional Hellenistic astrologer, so I'm really interested in these really ancient understandings of astrology and applying them to modern context. So I was learning about this ancient 4,000-year-old myth of Inanna. So the Venus traditionally in the Greek pantheon was known as Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty and all of those things. But even before that, in the Babylonian period, she was this goddess Inanna, who was sometimes the goddess of love and beauty and sometimes the goddess of war. So I'm really interested in how, like, where your Venus is in relationship to the sun will tell us where this goddess Inanna was in her mythology, which kind of reflects onto your style of creativity and loving and relationships.
Well, let's kind of get into an example. You supplied my birth chart. I gave you all the info that you needed, and we have that as a graphic to pop up on the screen. We're seeing it right now.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm looking at, Aleena. Walk me through it. Where is Venus on my path?
Okay, yes. So Venus is the symbol of like the woman as well. It's the circle with the line and then the cross through it on the bottom right there. So there's a lot going on right here for you. So your Venus had just crossed into Aquarius. It's pretty tightly conjunct Uranus in Aquarius there, 6 degrees, and then also Neptune 2 degrees, and then Mars 4 degrees. So you have a big conglomeration of planets all around your Venus sign. Yeah. And so, you know, I could spend a lot of time talking about what each of these planets and how their relationship to your Venus will shape your style of love and creativity. But for the purposes of kind of this myth of Inanna, what we're looking at is the distance between Venus and your sun. So the distance between your Venus sign and your sun is 38 degrees. And because of the relationship of the sun to Venus in the sky, their orbital paths, their everything, Venus can never be more than 48 degrees away from the sun. So when Venus is very far from the sun, this is when she's the brightest in the sky. When Venus comes very close to the sun is so bright that you can't see her. So Venus, part of our understanding of astrology is that the way things look to us from our subjective experience has meaning. So when Venus is extremely bright, she's sort of more powerful and like has that extra strong Venusian energy, which for you, she does in your birth chart.
Fun.
So so your Venus is 38 degrees away, could be up to like 46 to 48. And so this is also in the myth of Inanna, sort of the beginning of the myth. Venus was an evening star for you. So sometimes Venus you see in the evening after sundown, and sometimes you see Venus in the morning before sunrise. And so for you, you have an evening star Venus. And in this myth, do you know the Barbie movie?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah.
Barbie movie.
So the myth of Inanna is exactly the same as the Barbie movie. It's like so much I could talk about there. But essentially, Inanna starts out in her beautiful sky goddess land and is just like living the best Barbie life.
In my dream house.
Like, exactly. Like, you know, just beauty and fine things and romance and everything is great. And then she has this thought, like, do you ever think about dying? You know, just like in the Barbie movie. And she's like, you know, my brother-in-law's funeral is in the underworld, and I kind of want to go check it out. This is in the myth. And so she's like, I'm going to have an adventure and go to the underworld. But as she goes down there, you know, she gets into the underworld and she has to give up articles of clothing, and she arrives at the Lord of the Underworld naked and afraid.
Oh my goodness. I hope this is not what's happening to Rachel, but I love this little look into
I was going to say, we have so much more to get into, which we're going to have to do in the commercial because we're out of time, but what a cliffhanger!
Okay, so your Venus is on this path of, do you ever think about dying? So you're in this like bright, beautiful place, so you're in this extra strong Venus energy, but it's like, curious about what else is out there.
There could be something else out there. And there could be something else happening on Positively Philly, Rachel. What's going on?
That's so true. And don't worry, there's still more positive